home because I live in a family of 15, and
A family of 15?
right now are chained up.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 17.
When a 911 operator for Riverside County receives a strange call from what sounds like a very confused child, she has no idea of the horrors about to be revealed to her. In the very early morning hours of January 14, 2018, a home security camera in Paris, California captures what looks like a young child fleeing from what seems to be a typical suburban house. The child runs shakily down the driveway before picking up speed once hitting the sidewalk and disappearing from view. This is 17-year-old Jordan Turpin, and though she's been planning for this moment for almost 2 years,
Wait, she was prisoner in her own house? Are those her real parents or foster parents?
she still has no idea what she's about to do will change the course of her family's lives forever. Interestingly, another person, this one looking to be older,
Yo, Grim, thank you for joining the stream.
also emerges from the house and moves quickly down the street off camera, though in the complete opposite direction, only to return a few minutes later and re-enter the house. At the same time, Jordan makes it to a corner
Were they foster kids? Actually, don't ruin it for me, but I'm assuming they're foster kids.
down the block where she stops beneath a stop sign and, with hands shaking violently, dials 911.
I just ran away from home.
Okay, do you know where you are?
I'm actually in California, Paris.
Do you know what street you're on?
No.
Do you see any signs or anything, like any street signs?
No, I don't.
The operator speaks with her for a minute before realizing this is a matter for the sheriff's department and asks Jordan to hold on 1 second while she transfers her. Jordan agrees and stands, panting in the darkness, full of adrenaline and fear that at any moment her parents will appear out of the shadows.
These kids didn't go to school?
It's BHB with the transfer. She's not sure where she's at. She says that she's in Paris and she ran away from home. Okay. Hello? Hello?
Oh, yes, I'm still here.
What's his real parents?
Jordan Turpin.
The operator asks her to spell her last name.
No school?
Jordan tries, although she misspells it both times.
Were they in some sort of weird cult?
The operator asks.
Turpin. Do you need my address?
Yeah, what's your address?
Okay, you got to give me a minute. It's going to take a while.
Here, Jordan pauses, taking a couple of deep breaths before doing her best to provide an answer.
I live in, okay, this is my address. 9257. Okay, did you get that?
Case? Is it C-A-S-E?
Okay, sorry. I'm going to start over. My address is 925705574.
The fuck?
Did you get it?
Okay, so now you just gave me a whole bunch of numbers. You didn't give me any kind of street name there.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, so you're just around the corner from your house. Is that right?
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. I've never been out. I don't go out much, so I don't know anything about the streets or anything.
It's later revealed that Jordan has never been to school or received any kind of formal
That's crazy. And she's 17? No fucking way. No fucking way. I guess you're right. This is some crazy shit. So their parents were basically keeping them as prisoners?
education whatsoever, so the fact she's able to offer anything at all is actually rather impressive. The operator asked Jordan a couple more questions about her location before getting to the heart of the matter.
Why did you leave your house?
What?
Why did you leave your house?
My two little sisters right now are chained up
Where are they chained up at?
on their bed.
Then there are 15 kids?
There's 13 kids, and then a mother and father.
Are you in a corner right now?
I might be.
Are you at, is there a street sign? Is there a pole with
That's
two
wild.
names at the top?
I just see a stop sign.
Okay, can you go
That's actually fucking wild. What kind of parents do this kind of crazy shit, bro? They have to be in some sort of cult. No way they're not in a cult.
over and stand right at that stop sign?
Yes.
Shortly thereafter, Deputy Anthony Colaci, at the end of a long graveyard shift, pulls up to the curb, getting out to greet the small, disheveled figure standing alone in the darkness.
Hi, Jordan. Hi, what's going on?
Okay. I just ran away from home,
Okay,
and I live in a family of 15.
okay.
Thank you so much. There's a mother and father, and then there's 13 kids.
Uh-huh.
And
How old are the kids?
All girls?
some are, like,
Oh no, there's two boys.
okay,
There's
my
3 boys in the back.
oldest
Okay.
sister's 29, the youngest is 2.
And they all live in the house?
Yes.
Even your 29-year-old sister?
Yes. Oh, yeah, they're kind of scared to ask to move out because of their mother. Some of them have asked for a job before, and she acts like that's crazy and it would never happen. But my 2 little sisters right now chained up.
How old are they?
11 and 14. They're chained up because they stole mother's food.
Uh-huh.
But
Homies, they stole mother's food. What the fuck are we watching, chat? Damn, some parents really do be on that demon time, bro. Your own kids are not even foster kids, they're your own flesh and blood. You gotta know that you're doing some crazy shit to them. I'm assuming it's gonna be religious. They're either religious or they're crazy conspiracy nuts.
okay.
Now I'm intrigued.
And do you want to know why they stole mother's food?
Why?
Okay. All we ever eat for like probably like 2 straight years or 3 or more, but we always eat the same things. But sometimes we do eat. I'm sorry if I talk too much. Okay. I've never talked to anybody out there, so I've never been alone with a person, so this is very hard for me to talk.
Despite Jordan's marked level of trepidation, she continues to divulge as much information as possible, though she clearly struggles to put it all into words. She picks up where she left off with the dispatcher during her 911 call in regards to Turpin family life and how little the children were fed.
I don't know much about my mother. She
And on top of that, they're hoarders.
doesn't like us. She doesn't spend time with us ever.
Who takes care of you?
I take care of myself, and mother does buy food for us, so she feeds us. Okay. All we ever eat is peanut butter sandwiches. Sometimes they
Jesus Christ, a diet of pure peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Also, if you're in America and you have a kid, when the kid is born in the hospital, wouldn't they keep track of like whether they're in school and all that shit? So, or is she just giving birth to these kids in the house? Off the record?
tell mother that they're hungry, but she has to give it to them. And then when they throw up, she says, "You're supposed to tell me if you're hungry. I'll give you something." And then they try to tell her, and she just like, "Okay, go on."
Damn.
You've never been
Home birth
outside?
is crazy.
Okay, I've been outside.
Do you go to school?
No, I haven't finished first grade.
Jordan, having been sheltered from the outside world, is painfully apparent when she concedes that she isn't familiar with the most basic of health-related terminology.
Okay, does anybody at the house take any kind of medication?
Oh, I don't know what medication is.
That's crazy, bro. Damn, you cooked those fucking kids. Because can you imagine being 17, you don't know what medication is? You don't know, your vocabulary is like limited to like fucking basically first grade. That's crazy, bro. And by the way, Juan, thank you for joining the stream, bro. Hope you're having a good afternoon, a good weekend so far.
When we have a cold, sometimes we take Robitussin. I don't know, we don't take medicine much when we're sick.
I mean, they have food.
How do your parents know you left your house?
No, they don't.
Do you take any medication?
What's medication?
Medication?
Yeah, what's medication?
Do you take pills? Do you take pills?
Oh, I
For-
don't think I've ever taken a pill before.
Okay.
Right, I haven't.
How are they not dead?
But
What about your other siblings? Do they ever go outside?
Grim says that's food for the parents. That's wild, bro. Jesus, fuck.
okay,
I hate how she calls her mother. Who talks like that? Mother and father. Mother. Like it's an actual cult.
mother treats them right. They're like they go
Basically, 'cause
out
there is.
every day when she
Are you
goes out,
watching?
She takes turns
Oh.
sometimes. It's 2 right now. But when was 1, was crying, and mother from her head with a pencil, and she just turned 1, and we was like noticing stuff, like we was like, did get amnesia? Because she started acting weird after that, and so
So you don't go to school?
right, I don't go
Do your
to school.
parents, do they let you go outside?
I've never, we don't even go in the backyard. But the reason I called,
That's insane.
and the reason I managed to get out here, this is one of the most scariest things I've ever done.
Uh-huh.
I'm terrified. But I called because my 2 little sisters, they're chained up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they...
Do you have pictures of that?
Yes, I can show you.
How does she have a phone? How does she have a fucking phone? Did she just steal her parents' phone or something?
Actually didn't have it, and then one of my sisters told me I need to get pictures. So see, here you can look at that. See, those are the places that make it on that, and that's. And see how dirty she is. We're so filthy. We don't take baths. We don't.
Is there a cell phone number
No, that's
to this?
No.
Can I look at? Do you have any other photos?
You might be able to see it. Yes, those are just photos of me. I have pictures and videos, but they're on my camera, and I have to. That would take forever.
Have you lived in other states?
Yeah, Texas.
Did they act like this when you lived in Texas?
They acted different. They actually banned all of their kids in a house, and they left us there for like 4 years, and then later they came back and picked us up.
What the fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. How did the parents leave them for 4 years and then come back? This is crazy, bro. My brain is about to break.
But they're living with us right now.
As the Texan neighbors of the family would later report, the family, who'd moved to Texas in the late 90s, kept entirely to themselves until a decade later, when they apparently fled in the middle of the night without a word of explanation. When neighbors went over to the mobile home to check on the dogs that had been abandoned there, they were shocked and horrified by what they saw. The dogs had apparently been found surviving off the used diapers left amid the other trash and feces left in the home, and the doors and refrigerator all bore padlocks and
How do you get this kind of mental illness? That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
ropes tied to the multiple bare bunk beds. It would later come out that this was where the Turpins had abandoned all but 2 of their children for at least 3 years, while they themselves lived in an apartment nearby, only coming by once a week to drop off a small amount of food.
Sometimes we live in still.
Nah, this is some MK Ultra type shit. No fucking way. Why would you even do that? Why would you do that? Doesn't even make any sense. Why would you do that? One Piece is some people aren't allowed to be parents. That's crazy, bro.
And sometimes I wake up and I can't breathe because how dirty the house is. We never take baths. I don't know if we need to go to the doctor, but sometimes we think stuff might be wrong with us and we tell Mother, and she just says, go on.
When was the last time you had a bath?
I don't know, almost a year ago.
What if I went to your parents?
No bath in a year is crazy.
I'd be terrified. If you went to my parents' house, they couldn't see me.
How did your sisters get like this?
Okay.
Your parents chained them up?
Yes, because they stole food.
Okay.
But they stole it because they were hungry.
You make sure to save these, okay?
Okay, I will.
Don't get rid of those.
I will. I won't. Yes.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Take a seat in the back of my car?
Yes.
We're going to go around the corner, okay?
Okay.
No fucking way.
And take a seat back here, okay?
By this point, the deputies...
It's intriguing, sad, and confusing. All 3 sentiments is what I'm feeling right now. Chat, you guys spam what you're feeling right now watching this goddamn video because it's confused. Like, my brain is about to break. I just can't comprehend what I'm watching.
Heard enough. He radios for backup and escorts Jordan to the police car to be driven to the family home.
Ain't make no goddamn sense.
To see her parents. On the way over to the house, Deputy Kalachi asks Jordan a few more questions.
Do you have any injuries?
What's injuries?
Bitch said, what's injuries? First of all, this bitch ain't ever get out of the house ever in their entire life. So it's like going on in it's like another planet. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. I'm surprised she was able to call 911. Homies, you got any injuries? What are injuries? You take medication? What are medications? You're cooked. Your brain is permanently broken.
Are you hurt?
Oh, no.
At that point, you'd be scared to even go outside.
Are your parents sleeping?
No, they're. Oh, I think they're up. They thought they noticed me missing.
Have you ever tried to escape before?
Yes, I have. How much would it cost to take me to Nevada? Nevada? No, not Las Vegas, just Nevada. Just the border, just at the very beginning of Nevada. Yeah. How much?
How did they have phones? How and why did they have phones? I'm actually surprised that the parents were out of control, but they're also stupid. Why would they give them phones?
What would it cost? Huh? No. No, I'm 18. Okay, a couple hundred? I'm not going. I'll take a bus. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
And what happens when you try to?
My parents never tried to. My parents never caught me. But my older sister has run away, and she caught her. And she was, I think, just turned 20.
Yeah.
And her sister caught her and brought her back home, and she got in so much trouble.
Has anybody ever been to your house before to check on your welfare? Like have any of your other siblings called the cops?
No. Yeah. Some of them have wanted to, but they're too terrified.
Did you call the police?
I didn't have a way to get a phone yet. This is the first chance I got the phone back. Like, I got this phone probably, like, less than a month ago. But the next chance I got to call and run away was...
How did you get a phone?
Okay, it's my brother's phone. He was going to throw it away, and it wasn't used. And so I needed a way to call 911, and I asked my sister, would that be okay? And because we don't know much, and so, and my little...
Why don't you know much?
Oh,
That's insane, bro. Damn, like honestly, like I don't know how much empathy you guys have, but like from my perspective, like it's hard to comprehend. Like you're living in a house, trapped. You've never been outside. You have no vocabulary. I'm surprised they even had access to phones. The fact that they had access to phones is crazy. Art says she got little girl clothes. Yeah, she was 17, right? Camilla says crazy, but they have been on holiday with them to Las Vegas when they got married again. Damn. Graham says probably the older sister. She was like 28. Grim says breaking a demon's heart right now.
older sister.
Wild, bro.
We don't go around. Our parents never tell us things. When we hear stuff, we're shocked. It took forever for us to figure out what our parents does is against the law. We took forever.
And even the 29-year-old doesn't know this?
Okay, the 29-year-old does. She knew it for a long time. But
Damn, she just threw her sister under the bus.
I think she's scared.
That's the kind of parents me and Bailey are gonna be. I'm joking. I shouldn't even be joking like that. But that's crazy. Even though I did say I didn't want my kids to be involved in the internet and shit, but this is going overboard.
The sister.
Bailey said, I thought you were gonna exploit them. I told Billy that when we have our kids, I'm gonna be like recording everything. I'm gonna be like the Scott family YouTube channel.
29-year-old Jennifer
Grim says no Winter Soldier.
Turpin had in fact tried to escape once when the Turpin family lived in Texas, but without any form of education or identification, she was eventually forced to return home, where she was promptly punished.
Is there a phone number to that phone?
I don't think there is.
How did you call 911?
Well, you can call 911.
Oh.
I'm sure any phone with that, even if it's on.
Art says Scott with cameras in every corner. I'm gonna put some IRL shit, bro. I should do that shit. Make my own show, The Scott Family. 24-hour live stream.
You can call 911.
So your parents, you're 17 years old?
Yes.
And throughout your whole life, you've never gone to school?
Right. I started first grade 2015 or 2016.
Uh-huh.
But,
How did you start first grade? Oh, in homeschool?
yes.
And you've never gone to school?
Right.
What else do your parents do to you guys?
Oh, my brother stand up too right now.
Why did you decide to leave today?
It was the next chance I got that I could phone.
How did you get a chance to get out?
Well, I was actually terrified. My mother was in the kitchen talking to the older ones, and she was laughing and stuff. And I was terrified, but she just got real mad. She just like was doing stuff to my little sister, and I was just like, and she started saying that she was gonna just do stuff to us, and so I was just so scared and I just left.
That's insane.
I just went out the window. I don't.
So when you left right now, you left out the window?
Yes.
And your mom was awake when
Yes,
she was in the other room?
Yes.
Does your dad have a gun? Are there any weapons in the house?
Yes, but they don't use it.
How long have your mom and dad been married?
I don't know, probably 20, I don't know. She got married when she was 16.
Jordan is referring to her mother, 49-year-old Louise Turpin. According to both of Louise...
Oh, the mom looks like a demon. Damn, the mom looks like one of those demons from Doom. All she needs is the shoulder rockets.
Actually ran away from home with the then 23-year-old David when she was only...
No fucking way. Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy, bro. It all makes sense now. What the fuck? With the bowl cut? He should be locked up alone for the cut alone. What grown-ass man has that hairstyle? Lock him up for that alone. Grim says, nah, Patty Pimblett.
16. David was from a highly respected and influential family in their hometown, and it was for this reason that Louise's parents gave their blessing for the two to get officially married.
Yes.
So all kids have the same mom and dad?
Yes.
According to David's parents, the reason he and Louise had so many children was down to them both being deeply religious. And
I knew they were going to be deeply religious.
The Pentecostal faith.
They're Pentecostals? Oh my freaking God. Being Pentecostals is crazy work.
Though the couple didn't attend a church or
You're not
even have
Pentecostal.
one near their home.
Does your mom take
You're
you
Jewish.
to the doctor?
Not all the time.
Bailey said she's Pentecostal. Do you know what a Pentecostal is?
Told us that if we were one day later,
They talk in tongues and shit.
She always waits for the last minute for everything.
Have the police ever got involved with this?
No.
Well, why don't you guys just leave the house?
Because we're terrified. We don't really have a way. Everyone's always looking. There's always somebody.
Well, you said your mom's always gone, right?
Right.
Well,
But
why don't you just leave?
Damn, yeah.
She's one of the older ones there. And our house, it makes a beeping noise.
They're
This
brainwashed.
beeping noise was actually just the low battery sound from the smoke detectors in the...
I shouldn't laugh, but this is low-key kind of... that part was, like, funny when she's like, it starts making the beeping noise. It was just the fucking fire detectors. But, like I said, when you're a kid and you got brainwashed your entire life, you don't know up from down, left from right.
Turpin's home. It seems Jordan is under the impression that this was a signal from some sort of security system. At this point, the other officers pull up to the scene and Deputy Kalachi steps
Because
up.
they've been prisoners their entire life.
It's now 7 a.m. and the sun has started to rise on the...
That deputy should have called for backup because he doesn't know what the situation is. You go to that house, all of a sudden the parents come out blazing.
This cool January morning when they approach the front door and knock loudly for a couple minutes.
They approach that house and the parents come out with the fucking AR.
Hi. Hi, sorry to bug you.
How you guys doing?
Good.
We got a call for a check the welfare here at your house. So,
For what?
check the welfare. So, just basically check on everybody, make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, why?
Do you guys have kids in the house?
Yes.
Okay, do you mind if we come in and just take a look, make sure everybody's safe and everything's okay?
Okay, what kind of call did you get?
Well, we got a call that there was a young female walking around saying that she came from a house over here. We were able to find out that this was a house, and we just wanted to check and make sure everybody was okay.
Think she came from here?
That's what she said.
From inside this house?
I think so. Otherwise, we wouldn't be knocking on your
Did
door
she
a
say
Sunday.
her name?
I don't know. Did she say her name?
I don't know offhand, but
We don't know. We just need to check and make sure everybody's okay.
You'll notice the officers are careful not to mention Jordan by name, to not implicate her to her parents' faces.
That's
Once we get
insane.
in, make sure everything's okay, we'll get out of your
We
hair.
have a lot where we're packing.
Okay,
We're getting
that's
ready
fine,
to
that's
move.
Packing and getting ready to move, she says.
No
So
worries.
it's a mess in here, so.
All right, that's fine.
We don't mind messes. We've been
But
in
I
worse.
mean,
How you doing, sir? I'm doing okay. Okay.
we
I don't trust this nigga.
in bed. I mean, like,
So most
That's
people are right now, so we expect you guys to be in bed.
okay.
And no weapons in the house or anything like that.
No.
I do have a gun. It's locked up.
Okay, locked up is good. We like that.
Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna come in and
They're
check.
cooked.
Okay, we just want to make sure everybody's okay.
Do you have the search warrant or anything? Or
No, we
what?
don't need one, sir.
As the officers prepare
Wait, they don't need a search warrant?
to carry out a warrantless search of the premises, they have determined there are exigent circumstances surrounding the current situation. Courts will typically look at the time when officers make the warrantless search or seizure to evaluate whether, at that point in time, a reasonable officer at the scene would have believed it was urgent to act and impractical to secure a warrant. Courts may also consider whether the facts suggested that the suspect was armed and planning to escape, whether a reasonable police officer would believe their safety or others' safety was threatened, and whether there was a serious crime involved. Police in hot pursuit of a fleeing criminal may also make use of the exigent circumstances exception. As officers push their way past the corpulent door jamb that is
That's
David
insane.
and ease their way into the large open home, they're shocked and horrified by what greets them. Every inch of the 2,388 square foot house's floor is covered in mounds of rotting food and moldering trash, while the powerful stench of human waste hangs in the humid air.
How could they even afford this fucking house? Where were they getting money from? I have so many goddamn questions. They had jobs? What were their jobs?
Strangely, there also seems to be several dozen
Grim says, quick dash for the shoddy. That's what I would have been thinking. I'd have been terrified if I was a cop.
unopened boxes and packages of children's toys and brand new children's clothing complete with tags seen peeking out of the monstrous piles of garbage.
All right. Well, like I said, sorry to bug you guys, but we just got this call. We all we do is we just check and make sure everybody's okay. And
You got a call?
yeah, we got a call from, I'm not sure if it was the young girl that left or if it was a neighbor that saw her walking around the street. So we'll get to the bottom of it. As soon as we make sure everybody's okay, then we'll decide, we'll figure out if maybe she was one of your kids that wandered away. How many kids do you have?
13.
13 total?
Yeah.
Woo! You guys are busy.
Yeah.
Officers head to the back of the house to the children's bedrooms, 2 tiny back rooms, the first crammed with narrow bunk beds, but otherwise empty, and the second, which is crammed
Where are the kids
with
at?
bunk beds and a filthy mattress, which is sitting on the floor with 2 little girls sitting listlessly on top.
Hi, sweetheart. Hi, girls. Can I see your
Art says they sipping on poop for real.
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay.
The officers believe they found the room featured in Jordan's phone pictures, but there's only one thing missing: the actual chains. The children, obviously frightened and wary of the strangers, give no answers, though eventually one does point them surreptitiously to a sliding closet door. Meanwhile, Officer Ogden is still by the door with David and Luis, distracting them with questions and small talk.
Where are you guys planning on moving to?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That's a long way away.
Yeah, it is.
You guys know family over there or anything like that?
my job is moving me.
Oh, okay. What do you do for work?
I'm an engineer.
He's an engineer.
Eyes have adjusted to the gloom. Officer Ogden notices something to his left and suddenly realizes David Turpin may have had a reason to be awkwardly standing in that particular spot in the entryway.
Is this another bedroom back here? You got another couple kiddos asleep there?
Yeah.
Sarge, you got another room in the front right here with 2 kiddos in the bed.
Officers enter the previously unnoticed third bedroom, where they find a boy who is chained by his wrists and ankles to the top bunk bed. Back in the girls' room, Officer Rodriguez slides open the closet door and looks inside.
All right. All right. Let's just go ahead and detain the.
Yeah.
Also, where are all the other kids?
Ma'am, why don't you step over
Fucking
here?
crazy.
Okay, with you. And sir, step over here for a second. Just step over with my partner here for a second. You got any weapons on you?
No.
Turn around real quick. I'm gonna check you out. Do me a favor. Face that window over here.
Over this way?
Yep. All right, sir. Go ahead. I'm gonna have you turn over here.
Real degenerates.
All right.
Can I get my house shoes?
Where's your shoes at?
There. Luis, you know if they're in the...
Well, we'll have to find them for right now.
Yeah, I ain't letting that nigga go find no goddamn shoes. No, you ain't gonna go in no goddamn bedroom, my nigga. You ain't gonna go down. No, my nigga. You ain't going in no goddamn bedroom. We watch horror movies all the time, my boy. You ain't going in no goddamn bedroom. Back him up.
All right. Well, we got the other stuff we're dealing with, and we'll try to find you them. Okay.
I'm trying to get the shoddy.
Nothing Nothing hidden in the bra or
No,
anything. Okay, just making sure because we have some people that do that, so we just want to make sure.
Like I said, I've never been in trouble.
Okay.
Damn Pentecostals.
First for me. And,
Okay. Well,
I don't understand.
I'll explain everything as
That's
soon as we make sure everybody's safe. Okay. Now let me ask you.
Yes.
Quickly, are there keys to the little locks?
Yes.
Okay. Where are they?
My son and daughter can get them.
Okay.
That's
so
in the house.
the ones that are in the house, they know where they are.
You said I'm an engineer.
Is that what this is about?
This nigga was making bread, bro.
Yeah, definitely. We need to make sure
That was a big ass house.
and that they're not tied up.
I know,
So,
that's understandable, but I can
hey,
explain that.
this is mine, so go ahead and put her in that one.
While the parents are being detained, officers still inside the house begin a desperate search to find the key to free the chained child.
Does it work on his?
I know. The other one, that's what I was saying. The other one is in there. It looks different than that, but it's the same size.
It's in the drawer?
It's in the drawer that I was in.
But they're brainwashed too, so how guilty can you really hold? How accountable can you hold them?
And finally, the young boy is freed. All 13 of the Turpin children were immediately taken to the hospital to receive treatment for their severe malnutrition and other injuries. Their ages were officially determined, and though all had the overall appearance of children under 18, more than half of them, in fact, were actually adults between the ages of 18 and 29. The 28-year-old weighed only 82 pounds at the time of rescue, and all of the children suffered cognitive impairment and nerve damage from the consistent lack of food. Investigators would learn that food was something the children were psychologically tormented with, as the parents would buy large food items, such as whole pies, then leave them out for the children to look at, but not eat. As it turns out,
Why would they do that?
the toys investigators saw around the house on the day of the rescue were bought for the very same reason. Investigators would also discover that none of the children were educated, and indeed, none would claim to have knowledge beyond that of an average third grader. David Turpin had filed documents with the county claiming he was running a school out of his home for children, but this was later proved to be completely false. The most they did was inform the children as to what grade they were supposed to be in, on the off chance a stranger asked them during one of their few ventures outside. With the oldest daughter, Jennifer, explaining, they loved to point out things in Deuteronomy, saying that, "We have the right to do this to you. I was afraid to do one little thing wrong." When interrogated by authorities, both parents were completely unwilling or unable
Like I said,
to come up with a
brainwashed.
single viable reason for why they treated their children this way. And Louise even seemed confused by the questioning. She later wrote this letter to her children from her jail cell. It reads, "Father and I love you so much. We're so sorry for everything we've done wrong, and now realize that we had done some things wrong. Things will be so different in the future. The way you eat and outside time and baths will be done more regularly. I'm sorry this had to happen, but our future as a family will be so much better and stronger. We hope to see you guys soon. Love and kisses, Mom and Dad."
That's crazy.
I promise there will be no chains in the house again. That will
Delusion.
never happen again. I'm so sorry. I love you so much and hope to see you soon. David had something different to say.
Delusion.
In a statement to the court. "Your Honor, I thank God for all of my children. Each one of them is a blessing from God. My homeschooling and discipline had good intentions. I never intended for any harm to come to my children. I'm sorry if I've done anything to cause them harm. I'm glad that we were able to resolve this case without my children being forced to testify. I love my children, and I believe my children love me. I hope and pray that my children can stay close to each other and look out for..."
This is like that episode of Rick and Morty when Rick created that fucking portal world for his daughter, and then the neighbor fell into it and he got locked in there for like a bunch of years and had a bunch of freaking mutant children that he was eating to survive. Like the fuck?
each other.
The fuck is this guy talking about?
Father cannot be there for them and with them. I hope the very best for my children in their future. When it came time for the children to give statements to the courts, one defended her parents. Joy Turpin, 21 at the time, had this to say: "I want the court to know that our parents loved each other and loved each of their children. They felt that God blessed them with all their children, so they kept away from the world and trusted God would guide them through life. Through the years, things became more and more overwhelming, but they kept trusting in God. I remember our mother sitting in her recliner and crying, saying she don't know what to do. She didn't want to use rope or chains, but she was afraid her children were taking in too much sugar and caffeine. Our parents didn't know we were malnourished. Our parents decided to start homeschooling all their children. I believe our parents were afraid to put us in public school for many reasons. I feel like 25 years is too long of a sentence. I believe with all my heart that our parents tried their best to raise all 13 of us, and they wanted to give us a good life.
That's sad. That's sad. I think the parents are just fucking crazy. They're brainwashed too, probably, in their fucking religion. Pentecostals? Nah, don't fuck with them Pentecostals, man.
The oldest child, Jennifer, gave a statement that seems much more in line with the other children who gave interviews to the press. I'm in college now and living independently. I love hanging out with my friends, and life is great. I believe everything happens for a reason. Life may have been bad, but it made me strong. I fought to become the person I am. I saw my dad change my mom. They almost changed me, but I realized what was happening. I immediately did what I could to not become like that. I'm a fighter, I'm strong, and I'm shooting through life like a rocket. In April 2019, David and Louise Turpin were both sentenced to 25 years to life in prison.
Good, pack them up.
They remain to this day. As for the Turpin children, once their parents were arrested, they were split into two groups, with the adults being placed in supportive care and the underage children being placed into foster homes. This should have been where their story ended, as the children were now free and should have been safely on the road to recovery.
Yeah, but that foster home system, that shit also will fuck you up.
But unfortunately, in 2022, the 6 younger Turpin children filed a lawsuit against both Riverside County and ChildNet, a private foster care agency, alleging that they were knowingly placed in inhumane foster homes. At the time of this video, a resolution to this lawsuit has not been made. The adult Turpin children didn't entirely escape hardship at the hands of the county either. Tons of support flowed in from all over the country after their 2018 rescue, with money from the donations alone totaling $600,000.
Damn.
However, the money was placed in a trust and the children were allegedly unable to obtain funds from the court-appointed guardian of the trust upon request. It wasn't until ABC's 2020 investigated and aired a special on the case that, according to Jordan, people started listening and doing their jobs, and the money was distributed to the Turpin children.
That's insane. That's fucking insane, chat. My brain almost broke watching this fucking video. No fucking way. And also, it just shows you how corrupt the system is, too, because even when they got out, they were still getting screwed over by the people in the system. Can you imagine getting kidnapped, basically, by your parents, right? Held prisoner, captive. You get out, and then they put you in a foster home that's just as bad or worse. Is that not crazy? Damn. W Video Kanai for dropping that in the Discord, bro. What a fucking crazy story. And also, you're cooked for the rest of your life because you don't even have people skills. You have no people skills. No people skills. You've been trapped in the house your entire life. Brainwashed.